Everybody, it's a YouTube channel update slash vlog slash Paludarium Pals slash Porch Paradise update.
And you're just like, where have they been?
Why? Lots going on.
Yes.
Speaking of,
We're almost done brewing there.
the bump. 34 weeks. Not much time left. Ideally, this goes out tomorrow, so you'll be exactly 34 weeks when this comes out.
Yeah.
That being said, Porch Paradise, you'll get all this on the tail end. But right now we finally ordered nematodes. I'm not sure if that footage made it into the final cut, because the last episode was just a combination of everything, because nothing is ever finished and nothing is ever right with this. Let me explain. As you can see, there is no big filter in there. After the third one burnt up, on a surge protector, which literally just means it's overworking. After that happened, we decided just to go with a bubbler that has a little sponge, quote-unquote, filter. And if you see, Beta is nowhere to be seen, because he's fat and just hides under the log. We found out that crickets survive much, much longer if we get them from a non-corporate store, and...
Feed them vegetables.
Yep, as you can see, there's a few right in the shot.
We might have been killing our crickets by starvation.
And they love tomato. Tomato is their favorite. Celery is meh. The pepper seems to come in second place. That's all we've really tried. We're going to try some leeks later. And then you can see Mr. Frog back there, who pretty much just stays back there. Or when the water level is low, he goes under the log. Case in point, we've kind of given up. Not to mention the fungal gnats. And now it's summer, and there's fruit flies. Which brings me to this. We got a bunch of these little wall things, and if you look close, you can see some dead gnats or whatever on there. We have 4 of them, and it's still never enough. Now we're on to nematodes. And let's hope they're still alive, because they arrived when we weren't home, and they arrived super early, and we paid a lot for shipping to be screwed in the end.
Yeah.
So these are our nematodes. Ice pack will be melted, and it definitely was on this sweltering 10 days straight of 100-degree weather. Refrigerate upon until ready to open. Yeah, refrigerate unopened until ready. Well, we're ready. Sophia, would you like to open?
Yeah, I got you. I was going to watch you struggle and see if you'd be able to do it one-handed.
Look at Sophia's model hand. She was made for this.
Should have painted my nails or something.
Put it over here. Oh, there's quite a few things going on here that I know nothing about. So it looks like we have SF5, meaning there should be 5 million nematodes in here, and it'll treat 300 square foot, which we have way, way less, which is good, because it's going in the frog tank at the Paludarium, and it's going outside.
So if you guys know anything about what we were planning on doing with Porch Paradise, the all-natural thing didn't quite work. Some of it did.
They don't know anything about it.
Oh, I thought we did.
No first episode, no nothing.
Oh, yeah, we recorded a first episode, but it went awry.
We recorded 4 or 5, but we'll get to that after this. All right, so we got the nematodes, fancy name. Here's just some information. But what we need is how we're using this. So, let's see. We've done pretty much all this. We're releasing it late afternoon when it is not extremely hot. Add nematodes to bucket containing 1 to 5 gallons of water. We have a bucket like that. Dilute, make volume, your application. Apparatus requires coverage. Stir well, and leave the solution to soak for 20 to 30 seconds. Apply to soil with watering can, which is what we're going to do. Avoid blockage, we'll be fine. Do not mix with pesticides. Pressure should not exceed blah, blah, blah. Soil temperature up to 83. I'm guessing the soil is around 80, 75, 80. Irrigate immediately after application. If soil, 6 at least 1 inch of water before. Okay, so we're supposed to water it after application in addition? It looks like?
I guess to make sure they're actually wet enough.
Yeah. All right. We're going to add nematode powder to this 1 gallon. Oh, they're getting everywhere. I'm not really sure what is the nematode and what is not. I know nothing about this other than they eat fungal gnats. Larvae. So in it goes.
So it said to mix well, so we're going to just kind of gently fill it up after the fact to make sure we don't damage them in any way.
Yeah, it looks like some of it There's still definitely some in here. Not really sure how to get it out. I would just kind of like put the whole thing in there, but I don't feel like fishing it out afterwards.
With extreme caution, we are now filling it up. So with caution we do this, as we can't really put it in the beta tank.
And it's going to be ice cold for Mr. Frog compared to what he wants.
But it's slowly trickling its way over. So this is where the tricky part comes in. We have a lot of stuff to cover. And as Jasper said, we mostly wanted them inside, but we had to move the indoor plants out because of the fungal gnat thing.
I'm just trying to make sure all of them get some.
Yeah, and we're supposed to water after, so we'll give our plants their nightly water as soon as we're finished with this. And that's some peppers. Also peppers.
And leek down there, which it's already starting to grow. Look at that. It's been there a day.
Yeah, we planted that yesterday after we had a yummy salad. Tomatoes, store-gotten, not planted from scratch.
Bonsai, get back there.
And this beautiful bush, I forget what it's called, but apparently it's like really poisonous if you try to eat it.
Oh, this is cardiac death.
Yeah, right? We have great taste in see our rosemary and the elephant plant.
Long story.
And then up here we have a bok choy lettuce, celery, and something else sprouting.
Peppers, I think. I'm not sure though. Go over the elephant again because that was a really hard hit one. Alright, so we watered everything. Sorry for the lighting. I'm feeling lazy and I don't feel like setting up lights out here in a camera stand, so this is resting on a stack of coasters.
Hey, it works.
To be honest. What happened with YouTube? Well, we did our taxes. That was one thing. We did our taxes and YouTube got a massive budget.
Yeah.
And I mean like way too much money on YouTube when you calculated it.
And there was like a thing where like the IRS was trying not to accept what we were writing off, so it was just a nightmare.
Well, that's still in development.
Yeah.
I think the primary issue is we had more write-offs than I made money in my name. Now, that isn't necessarily true because we worked together, but we weren't married, so the issue, there's just issues that come up with that, which is just flags in the system, and then you have to explain yourself, which I guess we're doing. I don't know. They're really busy because they decided to like go after every self-employed person in America this year, from my understanding. So the YouTube write-offs accounted for more money than I made in my name, and it was just a ton of money, and technically we don't earn off YouTube. YouTube is more for advertising, so really you just lump it all together as write-offs for advertising, but then it's advertising for both of us, and just me, and just her. So
yeah, it's a lot, and it wasn't enough of like a give back to make it worth it.
yeah.
And the Paludarium is just so much and so expensive and still isn't done somehow.
It continues, absolutely continues to be the worst mistake that I've made in self-employment, period. The interest was not there. The final episode got more views than any other episode, I believe. But the rate of subscribers and the rate of comments and likes and shares is just disastrously low for the literal thousands of dollars we put into last year. I mean, between Parks and Dining, Porch Paradise, and Paludarium Pals. Yes, Paludarium Pals ended up clocking in, I said $200,000 200, probably 200 or 300 per episode if it would have ran the full, I mean, roughly 15 to 20 episodes that it should have.
Yeah, we definitely chunked it down a lot towards the end to try to make it more functional.
Yeah, so it just wait, and I'm not sure, like, what would that be? 200 times, let's say there was 20 episodes.
Wouldn't it be like 40? 4,000?
I think 4,000. Whatever. That's, when I think about that number, I'm like,
Me trying to do loose math, my brain doesn't work.
It could have been more. It could have been more than that. It was just way too much. And then, like I said, you factor everything else in. We spent way too much on YouTube, did not see growth. And then we post, and here was the final nail in the coffin. We posted the crib building, which was literally just to do it. Like, just to put out a video that week. And it's like, these fast forward things or, whatever. It's not meant to really be helpful or interesting. It's just meant to be filler and kind of like you can fall asleep to this video. And if you've seen it, which if you're a subscriber, you and over 1,000, I don't know how many it got up to. I honestly don't check YouTube anymore.
It was insane. Like the amount of views that we had on something so mundane.
Yep.
It was just a thing.
Yeah, and it's not like we went out and bought that crib to make a video. Like, baby needs a crib, so crib. And just like, here's a video to add to the playlist because we're going to try to do more with that. Not really sure, just kind of like keeping it there for like if or. So I was really, really upset, more so than I am now, that video did so well and increased our watch time through the roof. We hit a couple really, really small goals that the YouTube analytics enjoy. And that was kind of the final straw for me in terms of ever investing in YouTube, at least right now. You might see some stuff, like we have a full episode of Parks and Dining that I could release.
Yeah, and like there's little stuff like the food truck fest that we do yearly, and if there's anything that's like along those lines that we would do anyways, we might record and throw up, but... Yeah.
But most of it is going to be on our other platforms where we're actually monetized or you pay a subscription to see behind the paywall. That's kind of how we're running the podcast, which is also kind of iffy because of all the constantly changing rules and personal feelings that the people who work for these websites seem to express when moderating content. It's really just all extremes. It makes things very difficult. So YouTube is not something that we have the money for or the energy for. It is ridiculous, the video that did well, that after everything we've done, especially the variety that we've done. And I mean, like, I post these videos on my Google review account. My Google review account is pushing 5 million total views. And some of the most viewed things are the parks that we go to, and right behind that, obviously food, especially chain restaurants, which was why with Parks and Dining Season 2, the idea was to not go to more chain restaurants, but introduce chains and mom and pop shops just for a bigger variety, and so we could do kind of our taste test thing, which TikTok enjoys.
Which is also another thing, like, stuff like TikTok, we can throw up more snippets and easier things, and me being this far pregnant, it's like Parks and Dining's kind of out of the question unless if like we can find a straight and narrow path, but like that's not as fun. You guys wouldn't enjoy that as much, I don't think.
Yeah. And the other thing is we have TikTok, right? And we had like one video do kind of well for us. So when I say like well versus great versus, I'm talking about TikTok to YouTube for us. Our TikTok is through the roof. We post something, it gets 200, 300, 400 views for sure. If it does well, it gets 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, ideally. And it continues to grow without us really doing anything. So we could easily take the Parks and Dining concept and apply it to TikTok, and it would do hundreds of times better and reach a bigger audience. I'm not sure it's the audience we want to reach, but it reaches an audience where it does not feel like we wasted our time and money. And there's a potential there. There's an actual potential because TikTok is a safe space right now if you follow the rules for all types of creators. So, if we continue to do like suitable for work stuff more and more, It'll probably shift more to TikTok. YouTube just, it doesn't work. It doesn't work for us, and it really sucks. But we have to protect our business first and foremost.
And that's why we always say to follow everywhere, because we never know what's going to happen and what the day, week, month might entail. So we do have our suitable for work links below. You guys can give us a follow wherever, and we do advertise when YouTube comes out. So even if you're not a subscriber and you like just want to stay in the loop, if you follow on Facebook or what have you, you'll see like a little thumbnail or whatever, and it'll say YouTube or TikTok or whatever, wherever when it posts.
Mm-hmm. And there's no set schedule. It's whenever. People love when there's like a new trendy snack that comes out or drink, and we try that. We try to like get to it quick. I'm sure we're never the first, but people really seem to like that, so that's something we want to keep doing. And obviously we can't control when that happens or if it's in our area. We can't get donations. There's plenty of big channels that get donations to move things along, so they don't have to worry about being monetized or running ads. Nothing really happened, and like I said, the views were so low, I can guarantee you we weren't bringing people over to any type of paying content, whether it was merch or it doesn't matter. It was mostly people from like FET and Share coming over to see when they were bored or broke, whatever, what have you. You know, they just like what we do, and we appreciate those of you who have done that. So YouTube isn't getting shut down, but you're not going to see a lot of content. You're not going to see the thousands of dollars wasted.
Yeah, it'll be like maybe a video every month or 2 months, depending on what's going on.
Yeah, it really just depends. Like I said, I got like footage for Porch Paradise, but we just, like she said, our idea didn't work out for that, and that's something we enjoy. And TikTok gets a few videos. Twitter or Insta will get pictures, both randomly in the garden. And I think that's all the interest there is for that, you know, that limited kind of thing. Parks and dining could be done much better through TikToks. It's faster, people absorb it quicker. That's good enough for them. If you know, the kind of like the artistic transitional shots I would do on YouTube just work as full videos on TikTok.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's really just about changing up the format, but also, you know, cutting dead weight, and all of that is dead weight. So much money that we could have reinvested in bettering our equipment, which we've had no choice but to do, had to get a new computer and stuff like that. Had we wasted money on YouTube, we wouldn't have been able to get that computer. Because again, no one wants to donate for those things. I understand getting something good, a physical good in return, but our fan base it's been rough lately. You guys know who you are.
Yeah, some of you guys just hate that I got pregnant.
Yeah, some of you guys hate that we're a couple or that we're real. Like, we do things that are suitable for work and not suitable. Like,
it's a lot of things.
The laundry list of bullshit complaints and feelings is annoying.
Yeah.
But we trudge on. And of course, we take 2 days off for the holidays, and everyone acts like we disappeared off the internet. Now, business as usual. I'm literally going to stop this and then go take care of something. Well, I'm making stock right now in the kitchen. I'm not sure it's done yet. But check on that, then release a clip. It's a whole thing. Like, we've done so much catch up to make up for being off 2 days, and yeah, it's biting us in the ass, and we knew it would. So
yeah, but the world goes round, and you guys at least have kind of gotten to see what we've been up to and what's new. And of course, the updated bump. It's definitely been a little bit since you guys have seen any of that. With that being said, we might do an update, you know, if the nematodes are doing their thing, and let you guys know how well they work, or if they're even alive. Thanks, Postal Service.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They're microscopic, right? And they're somehow preserved in that powder. Hold on, let's see if So I'm not sure if there's a way we'll be able to tell other than the gnats and flies will go away. Fingers crossed, because like we're really trying not to make Paludarium a complete and total loss, but there's a good chance that it's just going to be scraping out the entire tank and having a separate tank for the beta and snail, where the beta can have healthier, cleaner water. Like, we've done everything we can with that, chemical treat it, cut back on food and waste going in there. That's just a loss. And then the frog having its own aquarium, which again would require us buying a whole new set of gear, essentially. We're trying to avoid that.
But that's the next step. Like I said, the cost just kept going up and continues, as Sophia said, for Paludarium. It's really punishing us. Yeah.
I mean, it's cool having a frog though. Like, like
Yeah, the frog's great, but the frog doesn't require all those things to be a happy frog.
right. It's
I don't
like,
think.
At least we have an exotic pet.
Yeah. Even though I'm pretty sure he's not the type of frog they claim he was. I think he was definitely like crossbred with something.
Yeah, sometimes he'll like spend weeks at a time in the water.
Yeah,
It's weird.
like he'll just float there and like only get out to eat sometimes. Like we put those crickets in like what? Almost 2 weeks ago now?
About.
Or a week and a half?
But we've been seeing like baby crickets too, so they might have actually just been able to breed finally.
Hopefully. We've been failing to do that, but the real vegetables and fruits seem to keep them much better off than the, what was it, fluckers or whatever, flushers?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's fluckers.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good filler, but from what I'm guessing is it's almost like eating rice or something when you're hungry and have nothing to eat. It's like that random, like it'll fill you up, but it's not just like any sustenance or nutrients to it.
Yeah, they didn't live.
Yeah, they like lasted a week.
So, it's easy because of how we cook to have food for them, but if you were just putting in tons and tons of the cricket food and then buying more and more crickets, or having to go out of your way if you don't eat fresh produce, like that would be another huge expense for someone to incur. So my case in point here, I don't recommend it. I would not set up a tank like this unless you have tons of money to spend on buying very, very, very good equipment, very expensive equipment that you can guarantee will not break. And inevitably, when you make a mistake, having the money to fully redo everything.
Yep.
Because, to get rid of the gnats outside of nematodes, it is dumping everything and, scrubbing it down, making sure all the eggs and larvae are killed, throwing out all that soil, all the plants. You're talking about starting from day one.
Yeah, which, as you guys know, took so much time and there was so many additions, it's just one of those, is it even worth it at that point things.
And she can't help me right now.
No.
I was able to scoot the table across the living room because you guys could see that we mixed it up a little in here for baby reasons. But outside of that, that tank probably weighs at least 100 pounds.
And even then, I was still waddling behind with the water, the wires to make sure nothing fell.
Yeah. So I hope we fully explained it enough. It didn't seem like people liked long videos on the channel. Then all of a sudden, people did like long videos on the channel. That's the other thing. The metrics and the the analytics behind the wall here is
We couldn't figure it out.
it makes no sense. It's completely bullshit, to say the least. Not to mention, YouTube randomly decides when Sophia has too much or too little cleavage, but if she was breastfeeding, that would be allowed.
Yeah, one of the old Paludarium videos, I'm pretty sure it was Paludarium, yep. I was wearing a sundress, and if you guys notice, we don't really have any age-gated videos on our channel, but that video is age-gated because it was deemed sexual or nudity.
Yeah.
And it's I had a little bit of sidage, but I was also wearing a bra, and at that point I was also pregnant, I believe. So things were changing.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those, just another factor, another headache. And if you follow on Twitter, we deal with this, and I'm a really strong advocate for there needs to be a set of rules and not personal feelings that go into it. So it's just really annoying. Really, really annoying. And we could get into the politics of that, but I won't because YouTube is shit about that, and that's literally why we don't have the podcast here.
And because we say a lot of foul language.
Yeah. So no hopes of ever monetizing this channel, I don't think, and I don't think I'd pursue YouTube in any type of serious way moving forward. But we wanted to give you guys an update, let you know what was going on for the random wave of people we got at the end. Mostly views, but I think we hit 100 subscribers. I don't know if we're still there.
Also, our welcome video is super outdated, we noticed.
So this will replace it.
Yeah, okay, so this is going there?
Yep.
Awesome. I'm gonna say, because if not, ignore, what is all featured in that, because that's so wrong.
Yeah, I'll probably make some tweaks to the channel overall, but this is, it's not goodbye forever. It's just like, see you later, YouTube. We'll catch you when we have like
The time.
something to recycle.
Yeah.
Until then, I'm Jasper.
And I'm Sophia. Thank you guys for watching everything.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye.
How life works. We just recorded what you watched a few hours ago, and we're about to pack it up for the night and head to bed. It's been Paludarium Pals has been rough, but like this moment that no one's gonna see because no one watches till the end. This moment is what we have been hoping for the whole time. So I was just in here looking at said cricket tempting fate approaching the frog. And I'm just looking around, I'm like, we're like counting the crickets to see when we have to go get some. We got this guy right here. This guy. He's not doing anything. Sophia pointed out one on the other side. And I'm just like looking around, la 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 la. I'm like, oh, here's one. Cricket, what up? Now, if you have a keen eye, you may already notice what caught my eye. We have a batch of brand new newborn baby crickets. We did it.
We had to Google to double check. But in fact, it is baby crickets.
Shout out to the other creators here. Yeah, what gave it away for me, because I was nervous, I'm like, is this ants, is this termites? Is the little prongs on their butt.
Yeah. Which also means the baby crickets are both genders.
Yep. But this was like the end goal. To have a completely self-sustaining thing. And you know what, guys? The trick was simple. Real food. That's literally all it took.
And going to a not named brand store. Like, don't go to PetSmart or Petco. Although Petco does have decent crickets.
But they tried to keep them all the same gender.
Yeah, we went to a random store that was going through a remodel, and they just dumped crickets in a bag.
Yeah, they didn't even look the best quality, and it turns out they were the hardiest. Now, what I can tell you about this breed, this is the breed of cricket you want for this kind of thing. They have these dark bands. They're much darker than what you're going to get at a Petco or PetSmart. But if you have to choose, I believe we had best luck with Petco.
Yes.
Though I did see a whole rant on Reddit today about how Petco is awful, and I would suggest to them to check out PetSmart because it's much worse.
That's because we follow a Petco page on there.
But this is it. This was literally what we wanted. I mean, you guys can go back to like the very beginning of Paludarium Pals. It took over a year. And us we already gave up forever ago because we can't afford it. But like this was one of the reasons we couldn't afford it, just constantly getting crickets because they kept dying or the frog ate them too fast, and here we are.
Which means we can probably buy one more round of crickets and give these guys time to grow, and we should be in good shape.
Oh no, I don't think so. These things are going to grow quick. Not to mention we still have a ton of adults and whatever colony is underground, because a few hours ago these things weren't here.
Nope.
This and we haven't even turned the light off yet, because sometimes these things will come out at night. I don't even know where the main colony is, and every time I look there's more and more everywhere I look. I mean, we did set it up so they had more protection than previously, so they could have a chance to breed. It doesn't want to focus there. But yeah, we did it.